please.
Bien. Je voudrais rappeler quelques...
I should like to mention some very simple principles concerning the procedure because these rules are simple. If you now look if you look at Article 63 of the Constitution, the motions include the following: a motion to refer the matter back, a motion to postpone consideration of the question, a motion to adjourn the sitting, a motion to adjourn the debate on a particular question, a motion that the committee proceed to the next item on the agenda for the sitting, a motion to ask for the opinion of the chairman, the chairperson, the secretary, or the legal advisor of the conference, a motion for the closure of the discussion. Now, none of the present points of our order belong to this category. We have a request for a vote on a point which I believe everyone agrees on, Amendment 165, paragraph 23. There was a show of hands, a vote with a show of hands. A vote by a show of hands. And this vote, following this voting, the employers group, which has more than 1/5 of all the votes in the assembly, there will be a record vote. I regret, but we cannot reopen the discussion when such a request has been put forward. Thank you, Madam.
Okay. Point of order. Requested by Ms. Jacob. Can I ask the legal officer, as a point of order, what are we actually having a record vote on? Because the first vote that we had by show of hands was on the issue of whether we support the employer's amendment, which is reflected in D165. We voted on that. And the vote by show of hands shows that, they were against the amendment. But now, I'm saying that on the part of the workers, we are prepared to support D165. So since we are prepared to support D165, then what are we voting against? There is no opposition to the amendment, which is D165. So I would like to ask the legal officer, what are we voting on? Because there is no opposition to employer's amendment to D165, no opposition. So what are we voting on? That was the subject of the first vote by show of hands. Give the floor to the legal advisor.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you, Madam. Well, if we vote on the amendment D165, we're voting on paragraph 23 as amended in this case. All those that are in favor of this amendment will vote for it, and those that are against will vote against. On the wording which is before you at this point in time on the screen as amended.
C'est pas une motion. Là, elle a relancé le débat. Heureusement qu'il reste sur sa position.
Secretariat is requested to conduct the vote.
Thank you very much, Chair. May I have your attention, please? Some very brief instructions, if I may. In the interest of recording every vote accurately, I would ask that when the name of your country or your name is called out, you please stand up and cast your vote in a loud voice without using the microphone, and that you cast your vote in English, French, or Spanish. There are 3 possible votes. Yes, if you wish to vote for the motion. No, if you wish to vote against the motion. And abstain if you wish to abstain from the vote. Governments that do not reply will be recorded as absent. I would be very grateful if you would refrain from engaging in conversation. I would be very grateful if you would refrain from engaging in conversation so that the voting can proceed smoothly and the votes recorded accurately. Let me remind you that we are voting on Amendment D165 to point 23. Amendment 165 was submitted by the employer members of this committee. May I take it that the subject of the vote is clear to all? You may vote yes, no, or abstain. I begin with government members. Afghanistan. No reply. South Africa. South Africa, abstain.